let's talk about hydration and water purification in the outdoors. Because not sure if it's occurred to you yet, but in most backcountry areas, there are not going to be faucets at which you can just fill up your water bottles and bladders. That means you're likely going to have to refill reservoirs from natural sources while you're out there. Sure, for short overnight trips, you can probably pack in all the water you need, but after about 2 nights, that's not a lot of fun. Water is heavy, and the hotter it is, the more you have to carry. So refilling when you're out there is often the better option. That said, and this is an important one, unless you are literally about to die from thirst or all of your purification options have failed you, do not drink water straight from natural water sources without filtering it and purifying it unless it is coming directly from an underground spring. Any other water, no matter how clean and clear it looks, can contain protozoa, bacteria, and viruses that can make you extremely sick. I'm talking serious stomach upset and diarrhea, giardia, salmonella, E. coli, and more. So once more, for good measure, do not drink untreated water in the backcountry. So how do you treat water then? You should always filter and purify water from natural sources before drinking. There are a few ways to do this. The only 2 ways that are guaranteed to kill everything, including protozoa, viruses, and bacteria, are boiling your water or sanitizing it with a UV treatment like a UV pen. If you're planning to do either, you should still filter water through at least a bandana or coffee filter to remove debris and other sediment. If you plan to boil your water, bring it to a rolling boil and leave it there for 1 minute, just to be safe. As for a UV pen, how long it takes to sterilize water will depend on how much water you're trying to sterilize in one go. So read the directions carefully on the package of whatever UV pen you've purchased and follow them to a T. But UV pens are expensive. They don't work in cloudy water and they require batteries. So many people opt for a simpler, less high-tech sterilization option. Boiling is an easy one if you brought a stove with you and plenty of fuel, but boiling may not be the most efficient way to sterilize water if you're on the move. Like if you need to refill in the middle of the day and still have a lot of ground to cover. You probably don't want to set up your stove, sit down, and boil a few liters of water, then wait until it's cool enough to drink. So what are the other options? There are several. My favorite is to use a combination filter and purifier system. There aren't very many of these out there. Our favorite here at Terradrift is the Grail filter bottle, which filters and purifies. However, it's fairly heavy, so if you are an ultralight backpacker, you may sneer at the extra ounces required. Other systems include the Rapid Pure filter bottle and Epic water filters. Both of these are solid options with their own sets of pros and cons. We'll link to a video below that breaks all 3 of them down so that you can decide if one of them is right for you. But I think by far the most popular way to filter and purify water is with a dual system, meaning a filter of some kind, like a life straw, which filters out bacteria and protozoa, but not viruses. And then once your water is filtered, you can use a purifier tablet or drops like aqua tabs or iodine sterilization tabs that purify the water by killing viruses, thus removing all the baddies from your water and making it safe to drink. Skip one of the 2 steps and you might be all right depending on where you filled up your bottle, but you're also taking the chance that there's still something in the water that could make you sick. So personally, I don't risk it. I always filter and purify. Sometimes when water is cloudy or silty, double filtering is necessary, by which I mean filter the water through that bandana or coffee filter that I mentioned before you fill a bottle with it, then run the water through a filter into a clean bottle and purify it. Here's an example. Start with a wide mouth bottle like a Nalgene or our favorite hydration multi-tool, a Model, who sponsored this lesson by the way, which is great because Model may just be the most versatile hydration tool out there. In addition to being a nice big water bottle that is easy to clean, attaches to just about anything, and can be used as a pillow in a pinch, you can also score all sorts of functional add-ons called mods to transform the vessel into a shower, a squeeze bottle, a sling, hydration reservoir, and maybe most notably a gravity filter or straw filter. It's literally a bottle that does it all, and we're big fans. And good news, students can use the code TERRA20 for 20% off their first order if you'd like to score one for yourself. So find the whole line at modeleoutdoors.com, and we're gonna put a link in the lesson text below. But Back to filtering. Place a bandana, neck gaiter, or coffee filter, or any piece of clothing or fabric over the mouth of the bottle and make sure it is secured well by either holding it tightly with your hand or a rubber band. Then fill up your water bottle. The bandana will filter out solid particles like sticks, debris, sand, dead leaves, and dirt that could clog your water filter or make your UV pin less effective. We always filter our water in this manner, as in through a bandana, no matter how we will be purifying it later. After all, even if we are boiling the water, which kills everything no matter what, we still don't want to drink sediment or dead leaves. Ew. Along those same lines, if you are planning on refilling water bottles or hydration packs on the trail from natural water sources, remember that one water bottle will always be contaminated. Take extra care to make sure that you don't drink out of that contaminated water bottle later in the trip. Many backpackers mark their dirty water bottles with a piece of tape or ribbon as a reminder that that bottle may contain dangerous bacteria. There are plenty of filter options available. You can go with a gravity filter if you are filtering a significant amount of water for just yourself or a whole group. There are squeeze filters available that let you connect a filter to a disposable water bottle or a squeezable water bottle that force the water through a filter into a clean vessel. You can also use something like a straw filter. Filters can go directly onto water bottles or be a completely separate accessory. All are valid filtering options. Just remember to always combine a filter with a water purification tablet or drops to protect you from the full spectrum of gross stuff that can be in the water. And if you do happen to come across a natural spring, consider yourself lucky. Celebrate, fill up all the water bottles, because that's the only time that you don't need to filter and purify. If there's snow on the ground, you'll also need to filter and purify that after melting it. So drink smart out there. Filter and purify your water, and don't get weird, gross diseases in the backcountry. It's really unpleasant. Drink up and wander on.